Bill Orm, the Oregonian. Damian, you said earlier today that you wanted to win one of these in your career. Now that you have, how does that feel? And then also, when you think about the things you want to accomplish in your career, like I'm sure there's a range of things, but why was this something that was a goal of yours?
I think this was a goal of mine because I think as a shooter, anytime you come into a competition like this, you want to win it. And I had done it 2 times before this, and I feel like I just didn't take it serious enough. I wanted to just shoot my way to a win, and I wasn't shooting the ball really disciplined. I was lazy. And as a shooter, I wanted to win at least one time, before I was done playing. And that's why I took this one a little more serious, and just in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Back left.
And to win it with that Weber State jersey in Utah, does that just make this so much more special?
Yeah, I feel like everything just lined up. Being back here, I went to school here. I was here 4 years. A lot of family, a lot of friends here, people that I'm still in touch with. And when I touch down here in the summer, whether I'm going back for an alumni game or just going to train, or this time, I feel the love. I know that I'm welcome here. It's a second home for me. And sometimes that's what it takes, for an experience to be what it's supposed to be. I feel like this is how it was supposed to happen, and I'm happy that it happened here.
Casey up front.
And that kind of seems like it's been a theme in your career. Is, when the clutches aren't, you talk about that a little bit about in that last one. It got to a point where I was counting in my head because the first round I didn't even finish the rack because I was trying to look and find my score. And this time I started counting and I lost track. So as I got down the stretch of that last 2 racks, I was like counting, and I knew I had to make all of them, but I thought I was on track to tie them. So I actually lost count, but I knew I needed to make all of them. And then when I looked up, I was like, oh, that's 26. So it's ironic, that it came down to that, and I had to tighten up and come up big at the end. But like you said, that's typical. That's typical for me. You had your chance. What can I say, man? You had his shot, literally.
Back left again.
Dame, Lowry said in the locker room before that you called it. You said you were leaving with the hardware.
I did. My trainer, Phil Beckner, he teaches shooting, and I think he wanted me to win that 3-point shootout more than I did, actually. He just kept telling me, like, you got to do it, and you got to go in the locker room and do what Larry Bird did and ask everybody who coming in second. But I didn't say that, but I was like, I'm going to win. I told him, I was like, I'm winning tonight. And, everybody kind of laughed, and I told him, I was like, I'm serious. So I'm sure Phil happy that I got it done.
Dame, do you think it kind of worked to your advantage in the competition that they had the balls out in kind of like the deeper range between the 2 ones above the break, because that's a shot you take all the time in games?
I don't know if I would say it was my advantage because all of these guys shoot with deep range. But for me, I was definitely eyeing those deep shots like, okay, if I can make at least one of those or both each time, it'll give me a chance even if I, miss on the other racks or miss some shots that I feel like I could make. I definitely was eyeing them as, an opportunity to, stay on track. But I wasn't looking at it like that's my advantage because they can't do it. I know they all shoot with deep range as well. So if anything, I was thinking that we all would be able to make them. I was more so thinking about my score. Like if I miss a couple shots that count for 1 point, maybe if I make one of these, it'll make up for it, and it did.
Dame, I'm just curious, you having a career scoring year this kind of late in your career after a decade, does that give you confidence that you can play at this level deep into your 30s?
I know I can. My game isn't based on, being super athletic or anything like that. I'm not the fastest point guard in the league. I play a quick game, a crafty game. I'm smart. I can shoot the ball. And I think being able to shoot the ball the way I can shoot it off the dribble, off the catch, off screens, whatever, that's a weapon that allows you to play for a longer period of time. And then also being a student of the game, you're able to manipulate the game in ways that everybody can't do, So for me, I know that I'll be able to play at a high level as long as I want to play. Obviously not when I'm an old man, but like I'll be able to do it for a long time. So getting surgery last season, you know, correcting something that I had been dealing with for a few years, I feel like that set me back to 27. So I'm basically 27 now. So just I got a while to go.
Right here in the front.
Dame, when did you decide to wear the Weber jersey? And was that your idea? And then how did you go about actually getting it here? And
So it was, I don't know, maybe probably like a week and a half ago. They asked me, did I want to shoot? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to shoot. And we was just in the middle of a conversation. And I was like, you know, it's going to be cool to be back in Utah. And they was like, it'd be pretty cool if you shot in your Weber State uniform. And then I took over from there. I was just like, all right, let's design something. You know, let's do something different. And that was how we came up with, they put Dollar on the back of it. They kept my college number on the jersey. Every year that I made All-Star on the side, on the stars. And just got creative with it. I felt like it was a good opportunity to pay homage to Weber, my old stomping ground, you know, and just show love, especially being back in Utah. So it turned out to be perfect, especially, you know, now that I won it, you know, and they giving that love and exposure, you know, to this type of audience to Weber State.
Over on the right.
Buddy was pretty upset after this loss, said that he had a horrible final round, and I'm curious, he said that if he went last, he would have been able to win because he knows what kind of target score to hit. I'm curious, do you feel like going last or second or first matters in this competition?
I mean, maybe. I feel like when I went last in the first round, I was over there like stiff, and I wanted to go last, but when it came down to it, I was like, man, I've been sitting over here for a long time. Like, I'm a little bit stiff. It's cold in here, so I'm not sure how much of an advantage it actually is. I know it gives you some level of comfort, you know, knowing that you got a target to go get. I mean, but in the last round, I didn't shoot last either. So, I mean, I don't know if that's an excuse or not, but
Standing.
I ain't go last. I know he was mad, though. I know he was mad.
Standing.
I know he was mad.
Right here on the right.
Dame, are there plans for the Weber State uniform now? What are you going to do with it?
I was thinking about that earlier, and I don't really have no plans for it. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not giving it away though. That's just thinking.
Dame, is this
Keeping it.
Is this it now? Like, because Klay Thompson, when he did it, he said he was done after that. Now that you've got one, are you retiring from the three-point contest, or you maybe do one again in the future?
I mean, I feel like I would want to just not do it no more, but as soon as I won it, I was like, I think I want to do it again. So, like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
A couple times since you keep passing people on that three-point record about how you feel like Steph's the best shooter, but you should be considered right after that. Do you feel like this helps your case?
I mean, I don't think so. Because when I talk about shooting, obviously the best shooters are able to win, you know, three-point competitions. But I just think when we talking about playing the game and the type of threes that get hit, how consistent you make them, how long you've made them, how you get defended, all of those things considered, and being able to shoot the ball the way we shoot the ball, I feel like that's just what I believe. You know, after Steph, we all know who and what Steph is as a shooter is just different. But after that, I feel like I'm right there in the mix with whoever else comes after that.
Last question here on the right.
Yes, hello, Dame. Yes, if you allow me the question, if you hadn't been a basketball player, which could be your work, your job?
I probably would have been a rapper. I'd have been a rapper or a boxer or something. I don't know. One of those two.
All right. Thank you, Dame.